Hi, and welcome to Mid-American Gardener. I'm Sandy Mason with the University of Illinois Extension. I'm the State Master Gardener Coordinator, and we're so glad you joined us here. And you'll find that Mid-American Gardener is your place to get some answers to your gardening questions. Maybe you're already thinking about next year, what plants you'd like to grow, or maybe you're having some problems with some plants that you have in your garden right now. We're here to help you out. And of course, we always have a rotating panel group that comes in, and as usual, we have a great group. And Jim, why don't you introduce yourself, give folks an idea of what kinds of things that you talk about?
Well, I'm Jim Appleby, and I'm an entomologist at the University of Illinois. So I deal with the insects and mites attacking trees, shrubs, and flowers.
And you have some show and tell for us.
Oh yes, I have some show and tell.
Well, go right ahead.
Go ahead.
We're dying to know, Jim. We're dying to know.
This first one is a saddleback caterpillar. And this is an insect that's commonly found throughout the Midwest. Annette sent a letter in here saying that her cousin got stung by this caterpillar, and she lives in Tennessee, Tennessee she lives. It was found on ivy, and she got stung with this caterpillar. And indeed, it really can sting. When you see the photographs of that, the spines on the front of the caterpillar and at the rear of the caterpillar are stinging spines. And when it touches the skin, it releases, there's a little poison sac at the end of each spine. Of course, it's in the body of the insect. The spine that goes into the body has a area that when it's irritated, or when the spine is cut or against the skin, it releases this toxin, and it's very, very painful. I've gotten stung quite a few times by the caterpillar, and the sting is similar to what we have here, the plant, which is stinging nettle. And if you've ever gotten stung by stinging nettle, the sting of the saddleback caterpillar is very similar to that caused by the caterpillar. So it's very painful. The sting, the skin that's affected will be very red, and the stinging will last probably at least maybe 45 minutes or so. The first 15 or 20 minutes, the pain is really intense. So when you see these kind of caterpillars, I would just say enjoy the diversity of insect life, and don't try to destroy them, because they're really not very common. They're highly parasitized. So there's really not that many of them here in the United States.
Yeah, they're really beautiful. The only time I've ever seen them, I was actually over in Indiana at Turkey Run State Park, the first time I'd ever seen one. But they're really beautiful, and it's very tempting to, at least for me, to pick them up. So,
yeah,
but
right.
Don't do that, or mess around with stinging nettle, which is often in the floodplains.
That's right.
You know, often around rivers and stuff,
Yes,
in floodplains
right.
and stuff.
Yes.
So watch out for that. So don't be rolling around out in stinging nettle either. Okay, very good. Thanks, Jim. And Bill? You want to introduce yourself?
Yeah. Hello, I'm Bill Erickson. I'm a landscape architect here in the Champaign area with Prairie View Landscaping, and I specialize mainly in residential landscaping. Anything that has to do with your home landscape is my area of interest. I've got a question tonight that was called in concerning a neighbor's tree, and it's a silver poplar or white poplar that they're having trouble with. This is a beautiful tree in its leaf. It's dark green on the top of the leaf, and then white underneath, kind of a fuzzy white leaf underneath. And it's a beautiful tree. It's in the genus Populus, which aspen trees and cottonwoods are in. But it has a tendency to colonize, and this is a natural survival mechanism that's been designed into the tree. When it's under stress, it will send up suckers around the area of the tree as far out as over 100 feet. And so this neighbor's tree is coming up now in their lawn, and they're wondering what to do about it. You really can't use chemical control too effectively with this, because the suckers are attached to the tree itself. And even if you do that, you're still going to have problems with the suckers coming up. So that there's not really any control other than to pull the suckers when the soil is wet and try to control it that way. You might want to think about sneaking over to the neighbors on a moonless night and cutting the trunk of the tree 2 inches deep all the way around. But
But you did not hear that here. We're not going to talk about that.
Even then, you will have suckers coming up for the next couple of years, and you'll have to try to control those suckers. So you really can't do anything about this situation other than pull the suckers that are coming up in your yard if you want to be a good neighbor.
And actually that's true with, crab apple. People often have crab apples that send up suckers, or lindens and some of those. So there really isn't particularly good management for those, is there?
Well, if it's in a lawn area, the mower helps quite a bit.
Right.
So you can mow it repeatedly and keep it pretty well under control that way. The problem is when it gets into flower beds and other areas. So, yeah.
Okay, thanks. And Jim? Jim number 2.
Okay, I'm Jim Schuster. I'm a retired plant pathologist with the University of Illinois Extension. And my first one is crispy leaves on a maple tree, and it's dying, and it probably by now is dead. I want you to look at the top picture when they show it, because the trunk looks like it's straight into the ground, all the way down to the ground cover, but based on how straight that trunk is, there are 3 things that will cause that. Strangling roots, which I don't think is this cause. It is got the rope or wire still left on it, which is causing strangling. And the third is planted way too deep. And that's what I think this is, because based on when it was sent in, this is dying in the middle of the summer, and all the trees I have ever seen that progressively died, every year a week or 2 earlier than the year before, until they got into August and early August to mid-August, and then died, were planted 6 to 12 inches too deep. And they do that with some of the big trees because they don't want to stake them. And this tree is looks like it's in an island where they don't have room to stake it, so it may have been planted too deep so it wouldn't blow over or wobble, and that's going to be fatal with enough time. It may take it 5-10 years, but it will eventually die from being planted too deep.
So when they go into the ground like a telephone pole, that is not good.
Not
and
good.
The problem is on a young tree like that, there really isn't anything you can do at that point. It's not like you can dig down or try to raise it back up or anything.
They had to fix the problem the day it was put in the ground.
Yeah. So it's that 20 minutes of planting them correctly.
Right. That's right.
Okay, very good. Thanks a lot, Jim. And of course, this is tomato time. Tomato time, right? I had to bring in, just because I guess I'm showing off. I guess I show off a little bit, maybe. Because is that a prettier tomato? Have you ever seen a prettier tomato than that? We get the question sometimes, and I know sometimes I get very frustrated because I have a vegetable garden, and sometimes the crops don't do very well or whatever. So I have my selection of those rock solid plants that just every single year they seem to do really well for me. And so these are my stalwarts of the vegetable garden. So I thought I would just share that with you. So if you're really getting frustrated on your tomato varieties. So as far as a small tomato goes, Sun Sugar is by far my favorite. And so that's this little bitty guy right here, Sun Sugar. And the nice thing, it is a big plant, so you're gonna have to make sure you have plenty of room for it, but it doesn't crack. So many of those little bitty ones, crack, and then they're not very nice, and it's very, very seldom ever cracks. It has this wonderful kind of sweet, little bit of a tart flavor to it, but a great one. I mean, most of the time they never make it out of the garden because I'm just eating them the whole time. So Sun Sugar is a really good one for that. Another tomato I think is great, and that's what all of these are, is actually called Big Beef. It was actually an All-America Selections winner, I think back in 1994. The same breeder that came up with Big Beef also came up with Celebrity, which is a really nice one too. So I've often grown Celebrity and Big Beef because they always seem to be really good ones. And what you'll notice about these, it's really, even though we've had tough conditions because it's been dry in our central part here, these really are nice. They're not cracking. I have never seen blossom end rot on these. They're just really beautiful tomatoes. You can see the difference between watering and not watering, but you can see even then they're still decent sized tomatoes, or decent tomatoes. You're not getting a whole lot of disease issues. So Big Beef is another really excellent one. The other thing I'll say about tomatoes too is that when it's really hot, when we start getting temperatures much above like 75, and certainly when you start getting into the 90s, you're better off to pick them early. Don't let them go fully ripe. because what you'll find is they actually get kind of mealy, you know, at really high temperatures. When they ripen, they'll get really mealy, and sometimes they actually don't color up well at high temperatures. So when we start getting into those really like high 80s, 90s, just pick them when they got a little bit of color to them. You know, stick them in a box like this or something and just set them out. They don't need sunlight to ripen. Don't worry about that. But put them in like indoors where it's a moderate temperatures, like in the 70s, because that's ideal for tomatoes to ripen. So do that. The other thing I just brought peppers too, because sometimes, you know, having those sweet peppers, sometimes it's tough to get them. These are all off of the same plant. So this is Gypsy, which is another one of my stalwarts of the garden. And this is a sweet pepper, even though it's that elongated, like people often think are hot peppers. It's really another great one. It was an All-America Selections winner, I think, back in 1981 or so. So it's another really nice one. Nice sweet pepper, good for grilling, frying. So I just thought I'd share that with you. If you're really gotten frustrated this year, you know, stick with some of these stalwarts. Try some other fun ones, which I always like to do, but I love having these that I can count on every single year. So anyway, thought I'd share that with you. Okay, we're going to go ahead and go to the line, and we have on line 2, we have Kenneth from Decatur, and you have a Rosa Sharon. You have a question for us?
I was just inquiring about the fact, has anybody ever heard of a variegated Rose of Sharon?
A variegated one?
Yes, ma'am. Because I've got one. I don't know how it happened, but I have lots of them around the place and everything. And for some reason now they're becoming variegated. I don't know what's happened.
So it wasn't.
It's all right.
So it wasn't variegated before, and now it is.
No, this was the first growth this year. That's all. It's the first month they ever come up like that.
I think there's like variegated.
Gardening question, but sorry.
Yeah, I think there's like variegated everything now. Haven't you noticed that?
Right.
So
Yeah,
it wouldn't
I've
surprise me.
noticed that, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I wouldn't have a
typical
name for it
variation.
though. Yeah.
Yeah, but it seems perfectly healthy. Other than that, then the.
Perfectly healthy.
Oh, great.
I can wait till next year to see when it blooms.
Right.
Yeah. So I think that's great. It might be one of those. And hey, if it isn't out there, maybe you could like name it after yourself,
Yeah.
and then come up with your own, like cultivar or something. But so that's interesting. And sometimes plants you'll send out one branch and it'll be variegated or something like
Yeah.
that. So once in a while we get these. They call them sports. Well, they'll just kind of do this one weird thing, but it almost sounds like your whole plant's doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where new plants come from.
Yeah.
They'll propagate those, but a lot of times with variegated plants, they're not as hardy as the parent
Yeah.
plant.
Right.
They're a mutation, and usually that'll show up in a year or two that there's not quite the strength and vigor in that plant that you're hoping for.
Okay. Well, good luck. But thanks for sharing that. That's great. And on line 4, we have Kathy from Champaign and wheelbug. Oh, wheelbug problem. I know it's a time
Kathy,
of year.
Champagne.
Kathy.
Hi. I'm sorry. Can you hear me? Okay. Sorry, I was getting burgers off the grill. We saw.
Save one for us. We got the tomatoes.
Okay. I do too. So, in the backyard, we're in Champaign in the city. There was a weird bug in our backyard. And my son looked it up, and it looks like it's a wheel bug. It has almost like a dinosaur type thing, like not a stegosaurus, but something really odd that looks like a cog coming off of the back. And it says that it can really sting badly. Is that something to be concerned about?
Wheel bugs. We see them often this time of year, don't we? I mean,
Yes,
sort of
we
late
do,
summer, you
but
start seeing them.
I have not seen them in my area.
I
Sandy.
haven't seen them yet, but usually late summer.
So I think you're sort of neat that you have one.
Does she need to be worried?
Well, I wouldn't worry about them. They can really, it's not a sting, it's a bite. Their mouth parts, in fact, I've been bitten by a wheel bug one time. I picked it up and it bit me right on the end of the finger. It's very painful. So as long as you don't pick them up or, handle them or keep that mouth part away from your skin, you'll be all right. But they're an important predator. They feed on many other insects. So, you're lucky to have them.
Because don't they feed on like caterpillars?
Yes,
and stuff
they
where
do,
That's
yes.
They pierce the caterpillar and like suck out all the juices.
And I've seen
which
them
is
actually
really-
feed on the adult Japanese beetle.
Oh, even better. Oh, keep it. Be sure to keep it, Kathy, because less Japanese beetles. That's good. Okay, thanks.
Right.
Thanks a lot. And we have a call from Carol in Greenup, and she has a caterpillar question. What can we do for you?
I have a caterpillar that is munching away on my parsley plants, and they are very bright green and white stripe. And I didn't know if I should get rid of them or if they're beneficial.
Oh, don't get rid of them. That's the immature stages of the swallowtail butterfly, the black swallowtail, and they're a beautiful butterfly. So you're lucky to have them. That they love parsley and they love dill. So enjoy it.
But I think it's one of those things that if you can plant, I don't know about you, but if you can plant, a little extra parsley or
Yes,
dill, and I
right.
don't know about you, but usually when dill reseeds itself, you have more than enough
Yeah.
anyway. So
Right.
plant a little extra for the caterpillars.
Yes, absolutely, Sandy. You and I think the same way.
I know we do, Jim, don't we?
Right.
We like our bugs,
Yeah.
don't we? But anyway, good question though. Thanks. And Rick from Shelbyville has a question about transplanting blackberry bushes. Sounds like a job. So you want to know, Rick from Shelbyville, do you want to know like when to do it or how to do it with blackberry bushes? On line 5? I don't know, did we lose him?
When to transplant those? How far do you dig them up and so forth? And when's the best time to transplant them?
Okay, transplanting back blackberry bushes. What do you think?
Well, I've got a type that's a vine form of blackberry, doesn't have any thorns on it, and it will sucker and root in to the ground wherever it touches. And it seems to be movable at about any time of the year. Even stuck in the ground in November, I've had cuttings come back if they've had a little bit of roots on them when I moved them around. So for that particular type, there's not a lot of specifics on when you can do it.
If it's an established one, I don't know how big it is, but maybe if it's an established one, you might want to think about in the springtime when we typically do that.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
depending on what he wants to.
Usually when
But
you see them in
certainly
the
the-
garden centers, it's the right time.
It's not always true, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's true. Okay, good,
Right,
good. Sounds
yeah.
like something to put on your list. And then we have heard from Danville on line 2. How much is left of the tomato season? Oh, how much is left of the tomato season? You had a
I
question?
was wondering how long the tomato season lasts, but I suppose it depends on frost. And another thing, how come my tomatoes didn't get very big this year?
Yeah, why didn't tomatoes get very big this year?
Did you
I
water?
watered them.
Did you water? And I assume that the variety, you expected it to be much bigger? Because obviously we have lots of different tomatoes, but...
Yes, I always plant Celebrity,
Oh, that's usually a good one.
and they're nice big tomatoes. Usually these are done good, but they're not big like they should have been.
Yeah, so I would wonder, but they seem like they are doing okay. Yeah, I would think certainly about watering. I don't know if you mulch. Oh, you might think about mulching, sort of that constant water. Sometimes it makes it a little bit better for them. As far as how long the season goes, just to remind people, even if there's a chance of frost, you can pick them when they're green. You'd want to wait till they're just they get a little bit of a yellowish green, not super green, but then you can actually take those indoors and they'll ripen indoors. So they don't need sunlight to ripen, but so if there's chance of frost, so you can stretch out your tomato season pretty long.
And you got no winter protection you can put on them.
Yeah, you certainly could put winter protection on them as well. So yeah, I'm not sure why they necessarily didn't get big enough. Usually it's a water issue.
Well, I was going to ask, if you did water, how much water you gave them and how frequently? So if I watered and waited 3 weeks, that's not often enough. If I watered for 5 minutes, that's not long enough either. So,
Right.
You got to water deep, and you got to make, every 5 to 7 days depending on temperature.
Right. So hopefully that gives you an idea about tomatoes, because you can never have too many tomatoes, can you?
Nope.
I don't think so. I don't think you can ever have too many tomatoes. So I think we'll go ahead and do I think we have some other emails that we can go ahead and.
Well, we do. We got a email from Carol Boyle, and she's concerned about her crabapple tree. She thinks that she has crabapple scale. Carol, I have my doubts about you having crabapple scale. There is some scales that get on crabapple, but I'll tell you any more, they're not very common. Much more common is a disease called apple scab, and Jim, you could address that
Right.
better than I can.
Well, apple scab is a disease that attacks in the spring when you tend to have a lot of rain, and once it's in the plant, it keeps causing leaf die-off all the way through the fall, or until the leaves have died and fallen off. And there is one other disease, if you don't get scab, you can get frog's eye, which is a Bossosphaeria-caused leaf disease. It does the same thing as apple scab. It does cause severe defoliation, but generally you get one or the other. And if you look in the spring, if it's a fuzzy-looking spot, you got scab. If it's a nice, sharp, marginally, disease spot, it's the frog's eye. And if you choose your fungicides correctly, you can get one that'll work on both of them.
But then once it's already happening,
Right.
so it has to be done preventative.
Right, you
That's
got
the big
to, if it's already starting on a few leaves, you spray to keep the rest of the leaves clean. But if you wait until like July, forget it.
Yeah.
So when should you start? spraying?
Basically, when you start seeing the leaves coming out of the bud.
Because you're
And
really
then
trying to protect the
yeah.
leaves against infection.
And then it's going to be every 7 to 10 days when it's raining a lot, and then when you get a little bit drier, it's then 10 to 14 days.
Yeah.
And what do they use? What herbs?
The
Fungicide?
fungicides, I'm not going to say that because they're constantly changing, and if she's trying to control both, I don't remember that one off the top of my head. So,
But check with your local
yeah,
extension
check
office.
with your
They
local
can
extension
help, They can
office.
help you with that. Okay, great. And then Bill, you had a question?
Yeah, I've got a Facebook question here on lawn weeds. We have a viewer that is concerned about using any kind of chemicals to control creeping Charlie and henbit. Even wild strawberries are getting in the yard. And she's concerned about the bees, and that's a good concern. There is a method that you can use to get rid of these weeds that are coming into the yard, and that's to smother them out. You can use heavy cardboard or many layers of newspaper, wet it down, weight it down so the wind doesn't take it away, and over a course of many months, those plants will die because they can't get sunlight. Then once the ground has been made weed-free, you can establish your grass again quickly before weeds start to come back into it and get a head start on those weeds. And I'd also recommend creating a little bit of a demilitarized zone between you and the neighbor where the weeds are coming from, perhaps some large paving blocks that are put in tightly together, just an area of control that you can monitor to keep it from coming back into your yard.
Yep, happy neighbors. We want,
Right.
everybody wants happy neighbors, right? Okay.
Yep.
Jim?
Okay, well, this one is about clematis wilt. This disease is mostly found in the Northwest, like Washington State and that. And Washington State did all the research on it because it likes a very wet condition. And parts of Illinois have been similar to the Northwest with rain almost all summer long. So I wouldn't be surprised that they got it. It is a fungal disease, and it may cause all the leaves in the stem to turn black. But if you look closely on the stem, you may see red lesions. This is the canker caused by the fungus. It is fatal to that stem, and it will rapidly spread through all the stems in the clematis. The recommendation is the first sign of any leaves turning off color, the stem starting to change color. Look, and if you can get the first one, you can cut it off right like 1 inch above the ground, and you burn it or bury that stem because you don't want to compost it because the disease will escape from the compost pile. You burn it or bury it, and if it has spread, it may have been that you end up cutting the entire plant off to the ground. And they don't say dig it out. They tell you to wait up to 3 years to see if the thing will reroot or regrow from the root system, because they have found sometimes with this disease it takes that long to put new stems out. And if you are looking for a spray for this disease, it is sulfur. And you start that in the spring with a new growth. It is a hot fungicide, which means you've got to be very careful about the concentration you're using and the temperature. If it's too hot or you use it too strongly, the sulfur will cause a lot of damage. So be very careful.
Read the directions.
Careful.
Read
Right, read the
all
directions.
label directions. Okay, we have Bob from Sydney on line 6. You have some dying zucchini. What can we do for you?
Hi, good evening.
Hi.
You there?
Hi, we are.
Okay, I have been having zucchini for many years, and it always seemed like such an easy plant to grow. In the last few years, it has been attacked multiple times, and I can't seem to get it to grow anymore. The symptoms are that the plants look like they're growing really and the plant will pretty much collapse within 2 or 3 days.
Okay.
I
Okay.
think that's
So
your
what do you think?
It's probably squash vine borer.
Yeah, probably squash vine borer. So is there a quick answer
Well,
for
you
him?
can take a sharp knife and cut into the stem when you possibly see it. If you see some little frass coming out of the stem, cut it with a knife. And I've taken rubber bands and tied it back in place, and it
Little duct
healed.
tape.
It healed. That's about the only thing you can do right now.
So it's really a tough insect to.
a tough insect.
And I've actually had to wait sometimes and just not grow zucchini for a year or so. But anyway, so hopefully that helps you a little bit, Bob. And I know we have another caller on line 2, and why don't you just go ahead and send us that question on Facebook. We'll be glad to help you out with that, Gene. So I'm glad that it always goes by so fast. We always have lots of information to share with you, and we're so glad that you joined us here on Mid-American Gardener, and I'd be glad to see you next time. Take care.